Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for taking the time. Today I'm so excited because I'm joined by one of my favorite guests. He's the founder of Sunshine Cinema, a solar powered cinema network that is run by young people. Today we are going to be discussing how to build a business, what mistakes to avoid, how to pitch an idea, and how to better manage your finances. Hope you're excited. Let's go. Okay, let's start with the context. I want us to give people a bit of background about how you got to be where you are today and how you got to create something for yourself from scratch.
A friend of mine says to me that nothing clears the mind like a lack of alternative. And I had a lack of alternative at a certain point. I had to work at Mr. Delivery in Sea Point in Cape Town to make my first rent check. And the difficulty of that job and the financial landscape that emerged from doing that job wasn't good. I did the numbers and realized that it was a losing battle to work at that job at that time. And motivation is a really powerful force to forge new ideas in your brain and new pathways of action. So I looked at that and I said, okay, I've got to start something that's meaningful. I've got to work hard. I've got to have structure. I've got to have discipline. I've got to have a vision. I've got to have a goal. And what really helped me was a goal. I had a goal that was very big. I wanted to tell stories about how Africa as a continent changes people if they experience it in different ways. And that was the beginning of my idea that I would actually start becoming a storyteller in the media industry.
So you had a goal, you knew exactly where you want to go, but I want us to also point it out for people what that looks like. For you, because I know there's a lot of people who are like, okay, I have a goal also, but I don't know where to start.
So I don't want to diss the job of Mr. Delivery too much because everybody has to have some form of stabilizing income. You can't be a burden on your family or your friends, right? So for me, it was have some sort of stable income. And I ended up working a morning job at a restaurant. I delivered sandwiches before I went to varsity. I was a radio host. I was doing event photography while at varsity, and I was working as a barman.
Oh.
So you got to understand that to get started, you have to be willing to work really hard to make money. And once you've got a stabilizing form of income, what then ends up happening is you still have to have enough energy in the tank to start dreaming about your goal and implementing your goal. So the goal that I wanted to implement required going out and really engaging the entertainment industry around photography and videography and a bit of graphic design. I used all those skills. And yeah, my father said to me, I said, I might need an accountant. And I was like, no, you don't need an accountant. You need to go get a contract.
You didn't even have a company?
No, I didn't have a company set up. He said, you got to go get a contract where someone says, if you do this, I'll pay you this. If you do this, I'll pay you this. So you got to go pitch. You got to go motivate someone's confidence in you to do something. You got to represent that and you got to deliver. Number one, I think for your viewers, if they just take one thing away, it's deliver.
Because you are going to have someone who needs something.
Yes. And if you say something and then they pay you and you don't deliver, you're done. Well, technically you could do it again and that would be disingenuous. That would be fraud. What I believe is that if you are passionate and you love what you do, you're going to go out and say to someone, please give me a chance to do this thing that I love. And if I do it, can you pay me? Now, how do you start? I used to do it for free. Straight up. I'd pitch a big person, an important person, and I'd go and take some photos of them, and they'd see the images, and I would do it for free, and they'd go, geez, these photos are incredible, and they would react to my talent, and then that would spread the word. So I was working for free. And a lot of people don't realize how counterintuitive that might sound. I'm going to give myself away so that I can become sustainable. In the long run, it works because you get your foot in the door. So you've got to go out there. You've got to have the ability to say to someone, I'm going to do this thing for you. I apologize. There was some sort of bird in that tree. This is real, people. This is real. And you've got to have this ability to motivate them, and then you've got to go out and deliver. That's it. And delivery means that you ultimately hand over something, they write you an email, and on terms, financial terms, I've lived by one one rule and one rule only.
What's that?
Quote, prepare a quote,
Okay.
send it. If they agree, never, ever, ever, ever make an exception. 50% upfront of my quote in my bank account. Because I'm honest and I need the resources to do your job. 50% on completion, not before. So I never hand over the final high-res photos or the final HD video until someone has paid me my 50%. They've got a proof that they could use. It's not bad at quality, but it's not the high-res export. It's not the maximum thing. I give them a low-res proof either on WhatsApp or on YouTube, and I make sure I don't upload a 4K version of the film to YouTube that they could rip. I give them a proof. I say, look at that. They give notes, da-da-da. Amazing, amazing. Then they pay. 50% upfront, 50% on completion. If you break that rule, you are going to have problems. That's my feeling. You'll get taken advantage of. People will see you as someone who hasn't got financial principles or structure, and they won't take you seriously. And you're going to lose jobs because the skellums, the people that are taking chances, the fraudsters, they're going to actually abuse you. And those that don't like your terms, who don't agree to pay the 50%, were probably the people that were going to screw you. Because they don't like the idea of, they wanted to get something for free. They wanted to take a chance. So you were willing to. So once you work for free and deliver, the next time they want you to work, you say, here are my terms. And if that client doesn't like them, walk away.
It's not the right
You
time.
gave something to them that they were happy with for free. And now they're willing to. Now you're saying, here are my rates. This is my quote. If they don't accept, move on. Repeat the exercise until you find decent, dependable clients.
What I'm getting from what you've just said, and I believe it's true, a lot of us, we have a lot of skills, but we wait for that opportunity to, like, if I'm not getting paid, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So when you start offering your service, Rowan, I'm going to do this for you for free. You'll just judge from there that do we continue working together or not? And remember that if I do something for you, now it's a track record. I have a reference now. I have someone who believes that I've done a great job. And also I have work to present to the next client.
Absolutely, spot on. But there's one thing that I want to add. There is no more evil word in the English dictionary than the word wait. What you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Someone else? You don't wait. You have to accept rejection, sure. You have to wait for replies of emails to proposals. But if you're sitting there waiting with nothing out there, no fish, no nets, no hooks in the sea, no seeds planted, if you've planted nothing and you're just sitting there waiting is tantamount to death. You are literally dying by waiting. But if you put some feelers out, if you pitch yourself, if you do what you just said, you're going to have an increased chance of success, for sure.